Hi everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret. Today we're making wax melts again. I've got 1.4 kilos of wax in here. I've got a Pyrex jug that I've put in the microwave for a minute to really warm it up, and that way, because when you pour the hot wax into the cool container, it just sticks to the sides and it makes the wax cool down far too quick. I've got some blue wax dye chip here that I'm just going to scrape with my potato peeler so the colour goes into the wax. Sorry, I need to stop tapping things on the side of jugs. It's a really bad habit and I think it might be annoying in the videos. Right, the other thing I've got is I've got some silver holographic glitter. This is cosmetic glitter that I bought at least a year ago, and cosmetic glitter has been banned for cosmetics unless it's biodegradable. So the great thing is I can use it all up in my wax, so I'm using that today. I've got my Angel Skin fragrance. I know the bottle and the labels look a bit decrepit, but I buy that in 5 kilo quantities, and I love these aluminium tins to pour the fragrance into. It's just a ½ kilo bottle. I love them. I mean, this bottle is probably, it might be 8 to 10 years old and it's still going strong. I just keep dispensing that Angel Skin fragrance into the same aluminium bottle over and over and over again. The other thing I need is my weighing scales. And I'm just going to stir my colour in with my whisk, like so. I'm going to check the temperature of the wax, just so that you know what temperature it is right now. It's 103 degrees centigrade, 217 Fahrenheit, is that right? Okay, so I've got 1.4 kilos of wax in here, and I need to put 10% fragrance in there, so that's 140 grams. So that's simply how you work it off. Just work it out, just knock a knot off. If you've got 6 kilos, you're going to put 600 in. If you've got 600 grams, you're going to put 60 in. If you've got 1 kilo, you're going to put 100 in, and so on and so on and so on. I hope that makes it really simple for everyone that's trying to follow on and learning how to make wax melts. So I'm actually going to weigh it in. Feels like an awful lot because that's the largest quantity I've made up to now. Usually I think I was making about 800 mils, wasn't I, before? But I've got a wholesale order for these, and then there's another one coming in, so I thought if I make double, I might have enough without having to make fresh for the next order, just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So just giving that a whisk in and a stir in. Let's just check the temperature. 73 degrees centigrade. It's funny how just adding the fragrance does cool the wax down. So I'm just going to leave it there for a minute. And I need to warm my Pyrex dish up again, and then we'll come back and pour these, because I'm not going to pour them from this great big jug. It'll be very difficult to pour them tidily with a great big jug like this. The Pyrex jugs have the fantastic lip on them that makes them perfect for pouring wax. Okay, so I'm going to add my glitter. Just get plenty of glitter in there. I want some navy blue glitter actually. Oh, this container's empty. It looks full, doesn't it? But it's actually empty. So just stir that in. It just makes it look prettier when it's melted and you've got a bit of glitter in your wax burner. And just definitely the strongest way to fragrance your home is wax melts. I know there's been this, you know, huge community of wax melt lovers, and I've known that for 8 or 10 years, and I don't know why I wanted to do candles instead of wax melts, and people kept asking me, why don't you do wax melts, why don't you do wax melts? And now I'm doing them. I should have been doing them for years, because they're actually pretty easy to make as well. So I'm using Golden Wax 494, and a link to everything that I'm using is in the description box below. However, there won't be a link to this Angel Skin fragrance, because that is a fragrance that I actually have manufactured for myself. Okay, we're at 66 degrees centigrade. I'm just going to half fill my Pyrex jug again, because overfilling can spoil your pour. So let's go. Let's fill some wax bars, shall we? Tried to order some more of these molds, but they're sold out. I think definitely gonna need more of them. Because the more you've got, the more you can make in one sitting. The good thing with the wax though, it does set pretty quick. So usually by the time you've got to the end of the pour, the first ones are set and ready to go in the freezer if you want to put them in the freezer. Make sure you give your wax a stir again, because it's got the glitter in. You want that to be evenly distributed. Yeah. Okay, so you can see by the time the next jug is ready, melted and at the temperature, these are already starting to set up very, very well. So over here I've got some Angel Wings fragrance in some wax, probably too much for what I need to put in here. Do you know, I never used to like Angel Wings fragrance, but I really like it in wax. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding some lovely fairy dust glitter to the Angel Wings, and no colour in this one. It just makes a lovely creamy white coloured wax melt. Let's check the temperature, shall we? We're at 66, so I'm going to pour. Make sure you stir, and that just keeps the fragrance and the glitter evenly distributed throughout the wax. It's so pretty, this one. It looks lovely with a gorgeous white label with pink, pale pink foil on the label. But these won't be labelled, they're just going out in clear cellophane. So if you do place a wholesale order for wax melts, they'll all be made fresh to order. So they're lovely and fresh, nice and strong for delivery. And I know quite a few people have tried to place an order for the Cello only option. I didn't realise that I'd made a mistake with that option, but it has been corrected now. So if you want to order the Cello only option, all of the options are there. 3 options: Cello only, cellophane with a label, cellophane with a label with the foil added to the label. Okay, so as you can see, these are all set now, and I'm going to pop them in the freezer. So if you're going to pop them in the freezer, make sure you set a timer, and I'm going to time these to 45 minutes and then press start. Okay, so the reason being, I don't know, time goes so fast, especially when you're making product, so you don't want to leave them in any longer because they'll ruin, they'll all crack, and when you try to pop them out with a mold, they'll break. So between 30 minutes and 45 minutes. Okay, another tip I have is when you've poured most of your wax and you can see that we've got a rim of wax around the top, and you want to use that up, instead of putting it back in the microwave or back on your ring to melt it, because that is just going to heat the wax up, again, after you've just reduced the temperature, just take a blowtorch, a heat gun, and melt the wax around your Pyrex jug. There are jugs, glass jugs, that are heat safe that aren't called Pyrex, so you can use those as well. And then just pour again. So that's it. Alright, another pro tip for adding your colour is to add the colour when the wax is really hot. So my wax is 198.5 degrees Fahrenheit, 92 degrees centigrade. So I'm just going to pour some of this gorgeous Becro violet colour into my wax. And that's what the colour looks like, and you can see it's called violet. So we're just going to stir that in. Just gives a gorgeous, beautiful pinky violet colour. Okay, the next tip is when to add your fragrance. So we've got a temperature of 75 degrees centigrade here. and I'm just going to pour in. Look at the beautiful colour of that fragrance oil. This is the Kenzo fragrance oil that I put in my wax melts. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous orange colour. Absolutely beautiful. So don't like to waste any fragrance oil. There's always a bit of fragrance oil gets stuck in your container. And even though I'm scraping it, there'll still be some in there. And just stir that in. I always leave the fragrance oil in for at least a minute, just to warm through and allow all of the wax beads and particles to absorb that fragrance oil before we pour. In this container we're going to add, we've got pink colour in, which I'm sorry I forgot to show you, but this is going to be Love Spell. Okay, another tip for if you're making multiple different fragranced wax melts is, while your wax is setting or in the freezer, you can pour your melted wax for the next fragrance into a container, and you can add your colour and your fragrance, and by the time you're unmoulding, your next lot will be ready to pour. So you can see we've got a beautiful unmoulding here with the angel wings, and definitely pouring at a lower temperature makes a huge difference to whether you get frosting or not. And if they haven't got frosting, they definitely unmold better as well. The frostier they are, the harder they are to unmold, and they leave more in the container. So this is going to be my sample bar. You can see from the others that this one isn't as deep, but I'll just break that into pieces and that will go out as a sample in someone's order. Not the whole bar, just pieces of it. Okay, it's now time to pour the Love Spell, and I'm going to see if I can pour it from this jug, just see how neatly we can do it. Obviously the jug's more or less only half full. See if we can pour without any spillages. A lot of people ask where I get these jugs. Now, I've had them probably 8 years, and I got them from a local cash and carry. What's great about them is that the handle is attached at the top and the bottom. It just makes them much stronger than the other types of jugs that you'll see online. So if you can find one with a handle that's attached to the top and bottom, that'll be great. I'll try and put one, if I can find any online, I'll put a link in the description box below. Again, these are heat safe jugs. And the pour temperature again is 59 degrees centigrade. And now is the time that I need some more moulds, but I think all the people that watch my videos have actually stolen them from siliconemolds.com, because I went to buy some more and they're out of stock. So hopefully they'll be getting some new ones in very soon, so I can buy some more, because 6 is nowhere near enough. Alright, it's now time to unmould the Love Spell melts. Definitely makes all the difference using that really low temperature to pour, because I've found with this wax, if I pour any higher than that, like even 65 degrees, I'm getting frosting. And I think all waxes might be slightly different. So if you're buying any wax, just read up on the seller's website and it'll tell you exactly what temperatures they've tested the wax at. And then if you follow their guidelines, basically you shouldn't go wrong. Right, so we'll unmould the Kenzo ones now. Should have put a bit more colour in these actually. Okay, so at around 75 degrees centigrade, which is 167 Fahrenheit, you want to add your fragrance and glitter between 8 and 10% to get the best, strongest wax melts. But what you must do is you must check with your fragrance oil supplier, because some fragrance oils are that strong you can only put 5% in. And the one that I'm using right now, Snow Fairy from Silk Magic or Oasis Oils, that is one of them. So I'm only putting 5% fragrance in this wax melt. And we're going to add lots of gorgeous hot pink glitter from Glitter Express, which is Neon Way Too Pink. Again, give it a nice stir in, leave it for at least a minute to warm through, but it might take longer than that to get down to your desired temperature, your desired pouring temperature. Okay, so I'm using a jug that has a handle that's attached at the top and the bottom. People often ask me about these jugs and where do I get them. I've actually had these for probably 10 years and I got them from a local cash and carry in Penrith, who are no longer open. But what I'll do is I'll have a look online and see if I can find a link to anything similar, and they're really strong plastic jugs. They might look a little bit decrepit, but as I say, they've done me for 10 years, maybe even more. I feel like I've probably had these for 15 years actually. So yeah, if I can find some that are similar, I'll put them in a link in the description box below the video. So I wanted to see if I can pour the wax melts neatly from this jug, and as long as the jug is half full, it seems like they are pouring neatly. with. These ones, some of these ones are just sample sizes, so I don't know if I've said this, but I probably have, but I just wanted to show you the difference. Obviously this is just leftover wax, so it's nowhere near as deep as the full-sized bars. So if you get a sample of some of this in with your order, don't think that that's how shallow the wax melts are. If you buy one, then it'll be a full centimetre at least in depth. Shall we just measure it? There you go, you can see they're at least 1.3 centimetres the depth. I guess you might want to see the length as well. So the length is 11, just under 11 and a half, and the width is 4.5. Just in case you wondered. So what I'm doing at the back here is, you can see I'm stacking them up, and I'm just leaving those for 24 hours to cure a little bit before I put them into the packets. This is an absolutely gorgeous smell. If you like Angel Original, you will love this, I think. I mean, I can't tell you what you like and what you don't like, but I'm an Angel lover, and I actually like Aura better than Angel now, but it might just be because I've been wearing Angel for at least 10 years. But a couple of years ago I started wearing Aura, which I think is stunning. It's like a cross between Alien and Angel, and it has like some gorgeous milky notes as well that just make you want to eat it. That's the thing with the Thierry Mugler fragrances, the gourmand fragrances. Apparently I was reading up that Angel was the very first gourmand fragrance ever created. Now, I've no idea if that's true or not, but that's what it says on their website. Okay, as you can see at the back, I mean, I've got them all stacked up so they're curing out, and then I've got some more, even more wax ready to go here. This is going to be the watermelon, and all of these are packed except for the blue on the right. So I'm just going to show you a couple of tips here for wrapping them. I've got just some scrap paper here, and I've also got some double-sided sticky tape, which I'm going to put a strip of on this paper like so. I'm going to peel it off from the corner. You must be wondering what I'm doing this for. So the reason that's there is I've got these fabulous Cello bags for popping them in. As you can see, they're all packed in cellophane bags, and when you peel off the strip here, it's a nightmare to get off your fingers. You can't get it off there. So I'll put a link in the description box to biodegradable cellophane bags, and just show you a little tip for how I pack them. So obviously you open the bag at one end, take your wax melt, slot it in there, and I actually push it right down into the bottom of the bag, and then I take my scalpel I'll just put a little slit in the centre on only one side of the bag. Peel that off, and then you can just stick it onto the double-sided sticky tape so it doesn't stay on your finger, it sticks on the tape. Putting the slit in there just allows some of the air in the bag to escape, so you can fold it over and it folds over neatly. I've got some pre-made labels here because these wax melts are actually going out without labels on them, you know, without my labels on them, shall I say. So the customer obviously needs to know which wax melt it is. All the other information that's needed for wax melts will be sent with the order. And then I'll just stack them like so. And then just continue bagging them up. I like to try and get the wax melt right in the middle of the bag from either side. So just a tiny bonus video for you today on how I package my wholesale wax melts. Now there are 3 options on the website for buying wholesale wax melts. One is in clear Cello only, which is this option. The next option is clear Cello with an ink printed label, and then the third option is the full Monty. So it's not called the full Monty, but what I mean is you get the clear cellophane, obviously you get the wax melt, the clear cellophane bag, and you also get the foil printed label. So that's how I, you know, sell my wax melts retail. But there is a wholesale option for buying them with everything on there, including the foil. Okay, so I thought you might like to know which wax melts we've got and what the colours are. We have Kenzo Flower here. We have Love Spell, which is in the pink. We have a brighter pink, which is Roxar. We have Green Angel Aura, which has to be green. We've got Angel Wings as well, nice and cream. And Pink Champagne, which is a beautiful peachy pink. We have Bite Me, which is red. Snow Fairy, again hot pink. We have Cashmere, which is gold. We have Autumn Magic, which is orange. And we have Angel Original, which is blue. Obviously we do have a lot more different fragranced wax melts on the website if you want to go and check those out. And that's it for our video today, nice and quick. Hope you enjoyed those little tips, and I'll see you all very, very soon for another video from Eden's Secret. Thanks for watching everyone, bye for now.